Welcome, this is Connor, Kilo 7, Charlie Bravo Lima, tonight's coordinator for the 2-meter crew anti-net. 2-meter crew anti-net meets every other Friday at 8 p.m. on the W6 VVR repeater in Vacaville, California. 145.470 with a negative offset of 0.6 kilohertz and a PL of 127.3 hertz. The N6 MPX repeater in San Mateo, California, 147.3 with a positive offset of 0.6 kilohertz and a PL of 100 hertz. Echolink W6 VVR-R, AllStar node 50194, 512342, and 55655. FreeStar Hub 2196, which is currently disconnected. DMR talk group 317417 and 3149964. TGIF talk group 2133. YSF reflector 50462 and 24033. I'm incorporating my drops, everybody. The 2-meter crew is not an actual club. We're just a group of hams that are learning and enjoying all things radio related. There are no dues or fees to be a 2-meter crew member. For more information, visit our Discord server, which a link can be found in the YouTube stream's description. This is an open net and everyone is welcome. Please feel free to join in. Anyone having emergency traffic might break in at any time by saying break break. If you have any emergency traffic, please come now. Oh yeah, Nick, I'm trying a new whatchamacallit, a new script. Alright, we'd like to thank the owners and supporters of the W6 VVR repeater and the Vaca Valley Radio Club in Vacaville, California, the Mad Scientist Amateur Radio Club in San Mateo, California, the FreeStar Network, as well as Nick, KN6DAL, Mike, WG5EEK, and Greg, W5GSW, for all their continued networking efforts. The Anti-Net is also being live streamed on YouTube at Northwest Ham Shack. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Alright, now that I'm done babbling, do we have any stations that have never checked in with us before, or new operators who just got their license? Please come now. Alright, those are some good sounding crickets. We're going to move on to general check-ins. So anyone who can hear the sound of my voice, please check in now.
K8DLL, Dawn, San Mateo, California.
Alright, K8DLL. Dad, what have you been up to recently? Your floor is yours. Try to wake up the others that might have their radios on in other rooms.
Well, let's see. What's new on the radio front? Well, I got a new radio in the mail this week. I have no idea how to use it, how to program it yet. I'm sure there's a YouTube video, since you didn't seem too interested in wanting to try to figure it out. I did find my other radio. It was in my backpack, so it's on the charger. I listened to it today. Other than that, nothing else really. I'm just going to do some organization this weekend before the rain comes in.
Alright, well, good to hear you. And I'm sure we'll hear the same spiel at 9 p.m. And anybody else on the radio side?
UBY.
All right, Dave, floor is yours. What you been up to recently?
Getting the net going, sounding good tonight. I've been up to just about everything. It's been crazy. I was testifying before the State Committee on Insurance earlier this week on Monday. Went to the VVR Club meeting last night, and I wanted to reach out to Servando K6SRV and Dan KN6ETR and congratulate them both. Servando for being the new president of VVR and Dan for being vice president. Coming to you on my new FTM 500. So hopefully that's working well, and then I've spent the whole day working at the winery today, so I'm going to be there all day tomorrow, cooking paella. So hope everybody else is well. I'm going to run in and grab some dinner while I listen to you on Zoom, and I'll be back with you in a bit.
All right, Dave. Well, it's good to hear from you, and maybe you'll pop in here in Zoom a little bit later. Anybody else that wants to check into the 2-meter crew anti-net, please come now. All right. Well, I think we got to do it. We got to start with the presidential group. So we'll hand it over to Mr. VP Dan N6ETR. Dan, what have you been up to recently? Might need to start again, Dan. We don't have you. Oh, there you go.
November 6, Echo Tango Romeo. Thank you for the congratulations, Dave. Yeah, I'm looking forward to being the club's vice president for 2024. I'm looking forward to some exciting new activities that we might introduce. Aside from that, in the ham radio world, a few things have happened since the last Anti-Net meeting. I got my Yaesu FT101 on the air permanently, we hope. I've toured 80, 20, and 40 on it so far. And let's see, what else? I also ordered a magnetic loop from W6LVP. This thing is beautiful. It brings voices up from an S3 to an S9 and noise floor from an S9 to an S3. I mean, to quote a previous reviewer, it saves the hobby for some of us that are operating verticals in town. Let me drop new old radio and my new receive antenna. I've been talking up and down the West Coast, the East Coast. I hit Jersey a while ago, participating in the different special events that are occurring for Air Force Mars, and remembering the Edmund Fitzgerald during the worldwide contest. I actually hit the West Indies and the Dutch Caribbean on my 100 watts out of my vertical in the backyard here. So having a great time playing radio, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So this is N6CTR. Back to you, Connor.
Yeah, local repeaters reminding me to re-ID. This is Connor, K7CBL with the 2-meter crew anti-net. It's good to hear from you, Dan. And yeah, again, congratulations. I got a text message from a shortwave listener, I believe. Servando K6SRV says, quote, "Tell everyone I said hello," end quote. Looks like he's just sitting down for dinner and drinks. So maybe he'll join us. We'll see. I don't know. We'll try again. Maybe we start up some more activity on the air. Anybody want to check in? Please come now. Crickets. All right. Got to start now. Now got to move on to our fearless leader, Nick, KN6DAL. What you been up to?
Oh boy, this is Nick, KN6DAL. Thanks for calling on me, Connor. Yeah, I just literally walked through the door and got on my computer. So thank you very much for taking over the net tonight. Man, I've just been swamped with work. I haven't touched a radio. I'm totally task saturated right now, and it's probably not going to really get that much better until a little closer to Christmas, because this time of year we just get super busy with people getting ready for winter and stuff, and it's just kind of the nature of it. But yeah, things are going good. I'm just excited to hear kind of what everybody's little projects and stuff are. I was hoping Dan was going to share a little bit about the radio that he had put together and tested out, but I think that was like 2 weeks ago, but we didn't have a net to talk about it. But it's current events for me. But yeah, no, it's good to hear from everybody. It's good to see everybody's faces, and I'll pass it back to you, Connor. KN6DAL.
Well, we know that you work some weird hours towards the end of the months and the end of the year, so at least you're here. That's what matters. So we'll move on to another one of us here in the Zoom, Mike. WG5EEK, Mike, what's going on, man?
Hey Connor, yeah, this is Mike here, WG5EEK. What's going on with me? Playing with these Quancheng still, these little cheap $20 radios. One of my friends here locally asked a custom firmware writer if he could add MDC 1200 to it. And Connor, I talked to you about this already. It does work. It actually works. The chipset originally, the specs for it have it in there. There was just no documentation on it. This besides very little stuff, and the guy actually figured out how to add MDC 1200 transmit and then receive. So if someone transmits and you get a signal, it'll show you their stuff right on the screen, which is cool. So these little $20 radios, I mean, they sound good. They sound better than any Baofeng I've ever messed with, and they've got custom stuff to do. They've actually added sideband receive on here as well, spectrum analyzer. It's pretty amazing what these little cheap radios can do. And let it drop there, Connor, if you want to.
Good.
All right. Yep, I've got my node ready. I can see when it's keying up. The other thing is, it's kind of stupid, but as a joke, I bought a .fans domain, and it's only ham.fans. So I'm going to offer tier services. You know, if you want to hear RTTY, you know, that's one tier. If you want to hear FT8, that's another tier. If you want to hear voice, you know, that's another tier. So, you know, get your wallets out, guys. It's going to be some real sexy digital audio there on only ham.fans. No, just kidding. I just got it as a joke. It's going to be just mainly just showing some AI pictures that I could generate and just different things that I'm into at the time. Maybe some slow scan TV pictures or something. Just random stuff that I want to throw on there. Nothing special. But I figured someone else is going to, you know, pick up that domain, and why shouldn't I for $8? You know, it's funny to me. It's funny, you know, and I'm all about having fun. So I think it's might as well have some control over it before it gets into the wrong hands. You know what I mean? But that's pretty much all I've had time for in the last couple of weeks. It's been a lot of work. They did hire somebody for my gig, for my job, so somebody will be starting here in basically December, and I'll get to train him up. But that's a big relief for me. Connor, I'm going to turn it back over to you. Thanks for running the anti-net tonight. This is WG5EEK.
All right, onlyhams.com. Not only hams fans. Whatever you said. That's going to be an interesting.
Only ham.fans.
All right,
It's
all
already
right,
got, you know, a couple things on there, so check it out.
all right, all right. Well, we got that. We got the OnlyFans for hams. That's what it sounds like's going on here. So, Sconner K7CBL. We'll open it up again for anybody out there on the RF side that wants to check in, or wherever you are. If you can hear my voice, we'll open it up.
This is Killer 6 Alpha Echo Bravo. Marcus just walked in the door, getting ready to eat, so thought I'd jump on, say howdy, check in.
All right, I believe the call sign was Kilo 6 Alpha Echo Bravo. If that's that's it, come back in. I'll turn up the sound for you guys. Sorry about that.
Kilo Golf 6, Alpha Echo Bravo, G6 AEB.
All right, AEB got you in there. Well, what's been going on with you? We're just kind of having a informal roundtable discussion. So, what's new with you?
So, just staying busy with work, family, all that good stuff.
Alrighty, whereabouts are you located? And I'm assuming you're coming in on what sounds to be Fusion, maybe? I think. So, whereabouts are you and where are you coming in? We got a lot of connections. It's hard to keep track of.
I'm in Red Bluff, and I'm coming in through YSF tonight. I just walked in the door and brought dinner home, so we gotta sit down and eat some grub.
Alrighty, well, thank you for checking in. We got you down here in our informal anti-logs. Alright, anybody else that wants to check in, please come now. I heard a kerchunk on the local repeater on the N6 MPX. Was there someone that wants to check in? It doesn't come through here because courtesy beep doesn't pass through the node. All right, there'll be other opportunities. We'll give it over to Frank, KG6NLW. Frank, what you been up to?
KG6NLW here. Good evening. Now we're good?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. KG6NLW, good evening, one and all. Just having a little bit of fun on a couple rare day offs for me. Got some POTA activations done in the last week. I've made 300 plus contacts at 2 different POTA activations across 4 different days because I timed it so that I would be there right at the UTC switchover. So it's been lots of fun, and I'll have a little something for that later. There's going to be more video going up on my YouTube channel. You can look it up looking up KG6NLW. And I also have a new thing. I have Patreon now, also under my call sign. That's about it for me. Back to the Antinet. Connor, KG6NLW. Thank you.
Well, I thought we've been getting a little heads up about paid promotion or something. No, I'm kidding. Well, it's good to hear that you're out there doing the POTA stuff. Haven't worked you yet, but we'll make it happen eventually. And we'll pass it off to Dave. Dave, you got audio? Take it away.
He
Yeah,
says
he's eating. So
Oh, he's
I think
eating?
we're gonna have to move
Okay,
on.
okay. All right.
yeah,
All right, we'll move
and he
on.
checked in on radio.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm having a night. My bad. All right, N6EFR, Bert. If you want to try to check in, you can give it a shot. Hopefully we can hear you. Maybe. Maybe not. Stand by. We'll see if Bert wants to check in. If you want to try local RF, Bert, I don't know if you can hear us. Oh, there he is.
And mobile on 37, coming in through RF. As you guys know, I have a new, what's that called? George Foreman FT 2980. Still got to put it into the car and set it all up. But yeah, that's me so far.
Yeah, I heard about that, and your venture into figuring out some antenna solutions for the vehicle. Have you nailed anything down yet?
I am looking at the lip mount still. Probably going to do that. Wasn't sure if I was going to do a NMO or just with a PL259 setup or whatever it is. So, but it's got to come off just for the car washes. That's the only thing.
Oh, trust me, I get the struggle. I gave up on car washes and parking structures and anything low-hanging like a long time ago. I just learned I got to merge over. I got to thank Low Band for that one. Well, it's good to hear you, Bert. We'll open it up again on air because I think we got everybody here in the Zoom. So I'll open it up on air one more time, see if anybody wants to check in to the 2-meter crew anti-net. This is Connor, K7CBL, your coordinator. But if you want to check in, the time is now. What? Frank, you're muting and unmuting.
Yeah, that was weird. 2 words: brushless car washes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The ones that are just water jets. All right. I'm gonna ask for last calls. I think. What do you think, Nick? Thumbs up? Thumbs down? Okay. All right. Hearing none, we're gonna ask for any last calls for the on-air portion of the net because we don't want to tie up all these links without check-ins. So. This is the final call, the last call. Whoop, whoop, last call. If you want to check in to the 2-meter crew anti-net, please check in now. Otherwise, you got to wait till the next one. Man, all right. Those are crickets. I hear some people on Simplex locally, but, only if they were listening to the other repeater channels. Alrighty, well, that concludes our on-air portion of the 2-meter crew anti-net. We're going to be hanging out in Zoom for a little bit and still on YouTube for a while. The schedule's constantly changing, so we'll go ahead and drop a link to the Zoom in the YouTube, again, at Northwest Ham Shack. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we will catch you guys in, not next week, the following week. This is Connor, Kilo 7, Charlie, Bravo, Lima, saying 7 threes and returning the repeaters back to normal use. Thank you, everybody. All right, hold on. I heard someone heterodyning. What did this person want? Are they going to say anything? Nah, it's just our local neighborhood jammer. It's all good. All right, I'm going to drop everything, Nick. Oh, yeah, there's tons of people on Simplex here locally, but,
yeah, tons of local jammer. What frequency is he on?
Oh, okay, so he's kind of a no-life. So basically, instead of chunking and listening to the courtesy beep and whatnot, he just likes to key up whenever someone else is keying up. But it's like super funny because he doesn't have any power, and you can literally stomp him out with a 5-watt handheld. So it's great. It's great.
That's
man.
hilarious.
He tries to jam anything that happens on the repeater, and everybody just kind of ignores him. But it's like he's not even a heterodyne. Like he'll just be dead keyed, dead silence, and then you'll be like, all right, anyways, and you wouldn't even know someone else is keyed underneath you. That's how weak he is. So he thinks he's causing a havoc, but it's just an annoyance. Yeah. We don't care. Put the repeater in insta drop if he starts going all kerchunk crazy. Doesn't matter to me. But yeah, that's gotta love them. They're out there. By the way, Nick, I did share the new script with you, and I'll put the script in the that one chat, and I'll pin it. It's the new 2023 version 2 script. But
Wow,
I'll
we're
wait.
getting fancy.
Yeah, I'll let you review it, and I did change the format as you heard, kind of to a more standard one. So, that way we're not jumping back and forth between things. So, if you give it the thumbs up, I'll.
Yeah, no, it sounded good.
Okay.
Dude, I'm good with going on there and just starting with your life story and ending with where you're at now. It's all good.
Weather? Are we
That's gonna
incorporating
take
the
a while
weather?
for some of us.
We promise never to take this too seriously.
Yeah. Well, I just want to make
It's all
sure
about
we
having
got.
fun.
Well, you're
all about having
the
fun.
one who wrote the initial script, so gotta make sure that changes. Well, your script had a lot
Half
of
the
typos.
links aren't even on there.
Well, yeah.
I probably wrote it in my sleep.
Yeah, that checks out. Oh, we probably should put the Zoom chat in YouTube, huh? Let anyone join.
No.
It's up to you. I mean, sometimes it gets a little weird.
I think that's like a good area for us to like get people's attention or kind of coordinate behind the scenes.
Yeah. I think maybe at some point we could try to make something where you could join through like by request. You could get into a room on Discord and you could join that way. Not necessarily like linked through Discord, but you could like like we could create another profile that like if we're good with it, you could get on there, just because we had a lot of like random people come on with their like cartoon phone and stuff.
So I actually, because the whole thing that you and I were discussing, Nick, with the whole YouTube or the Zoom thing, I was actually thinking at some point we move over to Discord rather than using Zoom.
I think it's a good idea.
Because we don't have the stupid audio garbage that Zoom does to everybody. And we have exactly what you want.
Everybody's got Discord.
Yeah. Yeah, we have exactly what you're suggesting. We can use a thing called a stage channel, which people can... So we can all join it, and then obviously I can approve all of us to get in there, videos on, microphone, whatnot, and then other people can join it. Basically, it's listen only, and then we can approve them on a 1-by-1 basis, just like in Zoom. But we're not paying for Zoom, and it's much more better.
Right.
That
would save me, because Zoom's like $18 a month or something like that.
Are you serious? Oh, we need to get off Zoom then. Yeah, let's talk about that offline then. Yeah, we'll get off Zoom.
And then the other thing is like just the and this is all shareable on YouTube, but the background side of making the capability of somebody else doing it other than me, like you, for instance, that seemed to be the hardest hiccup tonight. Was like getting access to my Zoom. You know what I mean?
Mind you, I haven't run the net in probably a year. So like I was talking about before you joined, all of my audio stuff got all screwed up because I changed all my devices and where routing is. So I was like, you text.
Can you turn your gain down? You're clipping every time you talk, Connor. You're clipping, and everybody else is great.
All right. Hold on.
So you're just. I'm watching my meter, and it's maxing out every time you talk, and everybody else is you're here.
Oh yeah,
and
buddy.
everyone
All
else is
right,
like here.
is that any better?
So,
Right there. Is that better?
That's better, yeah.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah,
so,
that's
Mi-
better.
so, Mike, what you're trying to say is he needs to take the microphone out of his mouth.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean, I know he
you want
likes
to
to
hear
put
what
stuff in his
happens when I
mouth.
take it out of my mouth? Watch this. This is no joke. Like,
It's
okay, here is 12 inches away. So
Mhm. But if you
Yeah.
had your gain where it was before, that would
Yeah.
be great.
well,
Right.
everything gets bumped, man. All my knobs get
Put
bumped.
put the
I don't know what
gain
to tell you.
put the gain back and stay away, and you're good.
Oh, so run it like this,
yeah.
huh?
I think
No.
Yeah. There you go.
Nah, I'll do that. That's better. It's
You don't have to deep throat the mic.
It's not deep throated. It's right.
Well, see, even when
there.
Frank did that, it didn't clip. It's like there's something going on, man. You got too much
I
gain.
know. It's my EQ because I have it set up for radio, not for VoIP. So
Yep.
it's not great. I can do this actually. Hold on. I can pop.
And I'm not even using any EQ or nothing. This is literally
All right.
iPhone
Ooh,
headphones into
hello.
a USB adapter.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, see,
All right.
take that microphone about 12 inches away and you're good.
you're loud too, Frank.
I'm not that bad.
Yeah, you
Turn
are.
that on.
Hey, Dan, you gave me that look like you had no idea what I was talking about when I mentioned the radio thing. What I was talking about was the when you aligned the FT101
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago. So tell me about the process of that. Was that hard to do?
No, it really isn't. The service manual has all the steps in place, but basically what you're doing is you're tuning different sets of trimming capacitors. First, resonance to the driver tube, which effectively is the gas pedal to the engine being the amplifier section. You're tuning for resonance there, so you actually key it up into a dummy load, and you look for your maximum power output with your minimum plate current, so you're not cooking a tube or whatever. And then after that, you just go around and you can either inject a signal from the back and or you can just use the internal crystal calibrator, which emits a signal at every 100 kilohertz. And you tune into that without adjusting the pre-selector. And you just tune for loudest received. You can use the S meter if you want. That's 90% of a radio alignment right there. Boat anchors have a manual pre-selector knob, so you can find the frequency that you want, but then it's a separate set of either variable capacitors or variable inductors. In this case, they're variable inductors, and you're maximizing the signal strength, either coming in through receive or going out towards the driver tube. And that's basically it. The other problem was when I first put it on the air, I checked into the roundtable on 7205, and I was coming out like a chipmunk, basically. And what it is the clarifier circuit was off. But instead of the clarifier being, it's weird to think about because the clarifier, when you use it, you're adjusting the receive frequency to change the tone of their voice. But when the clarifier pot adjustment is off, you're actually adjusting your transmitting frequency from the VFO. So I was off. So what I did is after I aligned it, I went on to a group of guys on 40, and I started talking to them, and they kept, of course, accusing me of being off frequency. So I said, okay, I'm going to turn this little knob. You tell me when I sound kind of like Danny DeVito or something. It's like,
Yeah.
more, nope, the other way. And they're like, all right, that's good enough. And that's where we're at. I could still be off, but close enough.
That's awesome. That's good.
Thank you.
Man, it's been so long since I manually aligned any radio. Nowadays, for me, it's plug the radio in, give it power, RF connection to the monitor, and then the USB cable, and then press one button, and it's tuned and aligned, and it beeps at me when it's done. But I need to do that. No, I don't have, your age of equipment, but I have my Kenwood TS2000 here at the desk, and the other night we got on VHF's sideband on 144.200, I think it is. And I know I was off frequency, but man, that was fun. I mean, I'm on a vertical, 100 watts, high gain. a guy in Half Moon Bay on the other side of the hill was on doing the same pretty much, and then a friend of mine up in Daly City, he was doing like 500 watts into a beam. But it was definitely fun. But I need to align this radio, which apparently is a royal PIA to do. It involves like ripping apart the entire radio. And it's just like, I don't have time for that, man.
Well, you can only it has to be operational, so you can't rip it apart too far. But
yeah.
this has to slide out of the whole cabinet, and the shielding has to come off, and it's a process. I set up a table in the garage. Like, there's not enough room to do it on this table, and I pull the car out and do it in the garage.
Gotcha. Yeah, mine apparently cracked the top and turned a pot. You're good to go. Oh, we have a new person, Frank. Yeah. I'm assuming this is somebody you've invited.
Nope.
No. All right. K1BWO. Hello.
Hello, gentlemen. How are we doing? I was over on YouTube, so
good.
There I'm.
Well, good to hear you. Yeah, welcome to the anti-net, or just the chat about nothing for half an hour.
Between half an hour and 4 hours.
Yeah, burn up the repeaters, transmitters, the usual stuff, and then get off and just
hop into a Zoom call.
Yeah.
Exactly. No 9-hour live stream tonight.
No.
Hey Dean, you're the traveling ham, right?
I am, yeah.
That's you? Yeah, okay.
Cool.
Oh, cool.
Very cool.
Well, yeah, you got anything to what's new with you? I guess we'll give you I'll give you the opportunity that we were giving everybody on the air. What's new with you? Maybe introduce yourself to the how many viewers? I don't even know.
Not a whole lot. My home QTH is Maine, but I'm an over-the-road truck driver, so I'm all over the place, literally. I'm currently in Elwood, Utah, just north of Salt Lake, and I'm heading up towards Seattle to deliver a load up there. And then the company that I drive for is out of Arlington, Washington, just north of Seattle. But
I'm in Everett.
I'm all over the U.S.
Nick just
Nick's just like, I'm in Everett.
Washington.
Yeah. I'm like I don't know, 15 miles from Arlington.
Okay.
Like that.
Yeah. No, well, you've probably seen our trucks. I drive for a company called Smoky Point.
Okay. I don't know if I recognize them, but
yeah, we're literally right over by the airport there in Arlington. So
okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, well, you're in the 2 meter crew anti-net, so you've got a mix of people. I'm in California. You've got Dan here in California. You got Bert mobile in California. Dave, who's eating dinner. Frank, who's being Frank. Then you've got Mike over in Arkansas. Nick up there in Washington, obviously, and Chuck KK6USY just appeared.
Yes.
So, yeah, you got a mix of people.
And then sometimes we get Greg from North Carolina.
Oh, yeah. That's on the rare occurrence, but a lot of us, some people have moved, and still keeping it going, even though the different time zones can be a fun one, especially for Mike and Greg there. What is it?
Well, I see the Northwest Ham Shacks out of Everett, Washington. We deliver to Boeing all the time. We have a big contract with Boeing over there. So
I've been to that facility. That's a huge facility.
I'm there every other day. What's up, Chuck? Long time no see, buddy. How are you?
Oh, doing good. I'm down in towards like near Sandy and Carlsbad, I guess is where we're at Legoland with the grandkids, and that about wore me out today, man. All day long.
That's what they do.
How you guys doing?
Good. It's good to see you.
Trying to get my volumes up so I can hear you guys.
I was gonna say, when you joined right away, I was like, hotel room.
Yeah, I'm in a hotel room.
How long you down there for, Chuck?
I think we go back Sunday morning sometime.
Not bad.
Did a little. My wife and I walked up on a little short soda the other day. It's actually one of the easiest walks I've ever done. It's like maybe a quarter mile back, and really beautiful though, up on this hill and looking over the ocean and everything. It was pretty nice. Trying out a different antenna. It's a vertical that we're thinking about coming out with on copy ham radios, and I've practiced with it a couple of times, but we're having a hard time finding parts for it. So the toroid that we want to use, we can't find.
Is it the Moxon?
No, I haven't finished my Moxon project. I've got it. I mean, it's finished. I'm trying to make it to where you can throw that up on the 2-meter one up on a painter's pole, and I finally got the threads kind of almost perfect. Actually, they work good because they tighten up kind of like a pipe thread, so that when you do put it up, you can turn it easily and not have it blowing around on you.
There you go. That's the way to do it.
Oh, go ahead, Frank.
No, go for it, Connor.
I was gonna say, what'd you think of Pacificon? I did see I believe it was your video with the Elecraft guy. What'd you think of it?
I think Pacificon's starting to come back a little bit. It's not quite what it was the first couple of years I went, since COVID and stuff, but they seem to be getting a few more people. They actually had a few vendors in the second hall again for a change. But that hall was totally full a few years ago, before COVID. But at a good time. That radio.
Oh, they're doing it. Oh, sorry. I was told that by a couple of people that Pacificon was not happening next year. So I just looked it up. I was like, oh, okay. Whew.
Oh, really? So they're not doing it, or they are?
No, they are. Yeah, it's confirmed.
Yeah.
So
they're it's getting better each year, kind of. It's never going to be huge because they don't have the room for it. But I actually participated in the flea market this year, so yeah, What is though? I mean,
I think I got spoiled. I think that's what happened. I went there this year, and I think I just got spoiled because I was like going back to Pacificon. I was like, "Where's all the vendors? Where's all the tents with the weirdly cheap ham stuff?" So.
Yeah, it's a little different too for them. You're not surrounded by other states, Dayton's got states all around it, so you're pulling from just east and north. Actually, probably more north and south than anything else. But and where they have it just isn't. It's not big enough to get much bigger than it has been in the past. A few years ago they had all the two main things totally full. I actually worked security one night for the group, just for a friend of mine's in that club. And they asked me to help them out, and I wasn't the one that only had a couple of vendors in it this year, and it was totally full a few years ago. But it'll get back eventually.
Yeah, it's definitely
never going to be huge.
Definitely was a shock going into it this year. I was drawn to the Elecraft tent, I guess you could say, just to see that new thing that they had. But man, there wasn't a whole lot there this year, unfortunately. But yeah, it definitely seems the last one I went to was 2018, right after I got my license, and that one was a good one from what I remember. And then yeah, it started to die off because of the whole events of 2020 through 2022.
Yeah.
So
I think it hurt them worse than some of the bigger ones.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
The bigger ones didn't get hurt near as bad.
Yeah.
Hard being in the Bay Area.
Yeah, that too.
That's a lot more effect here than some of the other states where they were hosting them.
Yeah.
I will say at Dayton there was a lot of people there, man. I mean, we put up our repeaters there, and we didn't put up repeaters, but we had our stuff. That's all I can say since we're live on YouTube. We had our stuff there, and we walked around. There was a lot of good stuff that I bought. Nothing really ham related, but when I went into those vendor booths, I was like, whoa, because all I remembered was Pacificon back in 2018. Then this year I came back to Pacificon. I was like, okay, still kind of whoa, but not as big as a whoa as there used to be. So
Yeah.
hopefully next year it'll be better.
Pacificon was the first one. It was the first one I actually went to as a ham, and well, I'd gone to some small ones in Sacramento, just like they were there for the weekend. Nothing like not a ham fest, just a flea market more than anything else. But it was better at one time, and it will again. I mean, it just takes time for people to get back, and then it's I don't know what they charge for the actual vendor places. I noticed a lot of the people that were in the rooms before were out in the hallway this time, so I'm wondering if that's cheaper for them. Since and it didn't seem like there was that many people this year either. Didn't seem very crowded at all. They did some good stuff. They had the Boy Scout stuff there. They were doing stuff with them. That was good. They're getting their merit badges and everything. So they always do something like that. And then I guess the antenna class and a couple of other classes went well. I didn't actually participate in those at all, but I went out for 2 days. The second day I was there for I was selling stuff. So sold a radio and bought a radio that weekend. So
well,
what do they do
next
for
year.
marketing?
Oh. Go ahead, Dave.
What do they do for marketing? Because I've always known it was going on, last year and the year before, and I've been just crazy busy and lazy and just not really messing with the radio. But I didn't even hear anything about it. I didn't even know it was going on. And when I figured it out, it was because I was seeing people posting videos after the event was already over, and I'm like, oh, I was sitting at home all day today. I could have gone down to that. It's only 50 miles away from me, and I didn't even know it was going on.
Oh, I know that if you've been before, they have your email usually, and I get tagged with them, 4 or 5 times before it happens. But I don't know what they do for anything else. I guess just kind of word of mouth more than anything else, probably. I mean, where would you advertise that for? It's not like ham radio. It's like football or baseball or something or basketball,
No, I mean that's true, but I mean, just local clubs and things like that. Like I didn't even hear anything. I check into VVR every Tuesday night, almost like clockwork, and I didn't even hear anything about it there. I mean, Frank hasn't been around for a while. He's been busy, so he hasn't been giving us the update on what's going on. But I'm surprised I just didn't even hear about it at all until after it was already over. But
I know we mentioned a few times on our show, but it's not that many people are from California that watch, that join in a lot of times. There were some guys there. I hung out with a couple of guys that are usually in our chat and stuff, but for Coffee Ham Radios, but
yeah,
but that was about it.
I'm still
I don't know if you guys know.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I don't know if you guys know TC Fitz and then Dennis, just the batteries and stuff. That we hung out quite a bit, and Dennis and I had a stall together for the flea market. We shared one.
Hey Chuck, since I'm watching the YouTube chat as well, Andy Cowley says hi.
Oh, hi Andy. Yeah, I can't do both with this setup.
I have both going just because, so I thought I'd let you know that.
All right. Yeah, Andy's always, I mean, first guy.
He's everywhere. Yeah.
He is. He is everywhere.
He never sleeps. I do want to share something real quick. Let me see if I can get this. Oh, Connor, gotta wait for you.
I'll give you permission. I will be muting up and dissolving into the background for a bit as I prep for this other net that I gotta run. But what I will say is I am still waiting on car parts. My bumper. I guess for Chuck, the reason I brought up car parts from Pacificon is I got smacked into leaving Pacificon in my brand new truck on the 2-week anniversary of it, and so I'm waiting on all my parts are sitting and they're ready to go in, and I called the shop that's gonna do it, and they go, oh, yeah, all your parts are here, except the wiring harness. And I said, oh, how long is that going to take? And they're like, oh, 2 to 3 weeks. And I'm like, what? For a wiring harness for my parking sensors? I'm like, oh my God. That's just painful. So, Frank, you should be able to share screen, but yeah, if I just mute and disappear, you guys know why.
All right. Let's
So,
see
all
here.
you,
I want
Frank,
screen
take it
2. All right, that should be sharing out now. This is just part of
Oh,
my
hold on.
POTA activation.
I don't have. Oh,
There
there
it
you
is.
go.
There we
Now
go.
I've got you. All right, Frank.
Yeah.
You're live.
Okay. This is just part of my POTA activation from today. It's at one of the newer parks. It's Lake Sonoma Wildlife Area. Made a total contact of 239 contacts across both UTC days. And I absolutely am loving it. This was all 20 meters, and this isn't even everything. I made 162 contacts on the 10th and 76 contacts on the 11th. This is mostly of the 11th day contacts, and I absolutely am loving the recent POTA stuff. There will be video of this up on my YouTube page coming up, probably next week and a half here. That's all I wanted to share from here, so I'm going to stop sharing. But yeah,
that was pretty good. I only got like 7 contacts, but only for my soda, it was like about maybe 30 minutes of calling and 10 watts, which wasn't helping much.
Yeah, what's funny about that, Chuck, is this is actually the exact opposite of a summit. This is deep in a valley up here in Sonoma County.
I know that's actually.
It's a deep, like where this POTA is, it's deep valley like this.
Right.
And that was 20 meters, and we made, there's two operator, 239 contacts in, I think it was just under 5 hours.
Yeah.
But we split it over the 2 days.
Have you ever done Big Hill?
No, I have not done Big Hill yet.
I've gone up there, and we probably in an hour do like 80 to 100 contacts if it's on the good days. But that's running 100 watts. And sometimes I'm oxen.
Oh yeah, this is 100 watts and in-fed half wave.
Yeah, you can't beat the in-fed half wave. That's super easy. The verticals that I'm using is real easy. It's a kind of a knockoff of the Robocoff.
Right.
We're doing it well. If we can find the Torre we're using, the one I've got that I happen to have them laying around, and I tried a couple of different ones. Your internal tuner will tune 80 to 6, which I couldn't do with the last one I did. I got into Ireland with that one. That was kind of bizarre. I heard this guy's. I was up on in Colfax on a summit up there, which is in between 2 houses. It's the weirdest summit I've ever done because I got a house below me and a house above me, and you're in this vacant lot. I hear this guy calling CQ, so I call him thinking that, well, that sounds he sounds like DX, and he probably won't hear me. He comes back to me on the first call, and I was like, wow. And then he was surprised that I was out portable.
Right.
So the verticals do good for that distance stuff. DX Commander, he's always preached that stuff, that the verticals, the low end takeoff and all that stuff. But the other guy, I'm sure, had like a 3 or 4 element Yagi also. But that was on 12 meter, which I'm never on 12. That happened to be one of the bands that I could tune, and all I had was my internal tuner. So I was just kind of, this guy sounds like maybe I can get him,
Right.
And I got lucky.
Hey, Nick, since you're the co-host, take it away for a second. I got to step out for a second.
I don't know what I'm taking away.
You're taking away whatever. I'm about to take away take away YouTube here. So thank you to our thousands and thousands of viewers out there. Gotta appreciate the 6 of you that are still sitting here listening to the
I'm
the
so
monotone,
sorry.
tired voices. I'm sorry. I apologize. We'll do better. Until next time, YouTube. See you guys.
I